Today, I want to talk about faith in adverse situations. And it's based off of a joke, but I want you to just go with me if you heard the joke until we discuss it in the end. It's a guy, he's walking, he falls off a cliff. He says, God, help me. God says, reach up and grab the limb. He reaches up and grabs the limb. He says, thank you, Lord, for this. He said, but I don't want to die. Please save me. What do I do next? God said, let go of the limb. He says, is there another God up there I can talk to? He holds on all night. Sun comes up. He looks, he's only 3 or 4 feet from the ground. If he had let go of the limb, nothing would have happened to him. He'd have been fine. But how many of us would have let go of that limb if we were told to? And if you wouldn't, why not? Because there are going to be times where God is going to give us instructions that are going to conflict with what we consider common sense or better judgment. And when we don't, just like in this story, it could prolong what we go through before we see the other side, or sometimes it can prevent us from getting there. And so the question is, if we say we have faith, why do we sometimes give into our fear instead of trusting God? In other words, why, and goes back to, another topic that we talked about, but specifically in an adverse situation, what is your excuse for not trusting God? Because whatever that excuse is, it is what's keeping you from really fulfilling your purpose and building a more meaningful and a stronger and more purposeful relationship with God, because we can't really say that we're all in if we're only going to let go of the limb when we know that we're close to the ground. So just think about that. And if you like what you hear, you can always click on the buy button for Jesus Wept on this page and buy the book. And if you're on YouTube, just look up Jesus Wept on bookpatch.com and buy the book. But with that, that's just a thought.